The Greedy Fisherman and the Golden Fish. In a peaceful village near a great river, there lived a humble fisherman named Kolu. He was known for his patience and hard work, but he often grumbled about how small his catch was. "If only I could catch more fish," Kolu would mutter. "My neighbors are doing better than I am. I deserve more."
Kindly subscribe to our channel Chukwudi Alalar Studio at Chukwudi Alalar and turn on the notification bell to enable you to be notified of our subsequent stories. Thank you for subscribing.
Now let us proceed. Every day, Kolu would set out in his small canoe, casting his net into the river, hoping for a big catch. His wife, Nena, always reminded him, "Be content with what we have, Kolu. You never know, greed could lead to misfortune." One day, as the sun began to set, Kolu decided to cast his net one last time. As he hauled it in, he noticed a strange glimmer in the water. His net had caught a fish, but this was no ordinary fish. It shimmered like gold. Its scales sparkled, and its eyes gleamed like precious stones. Kolu's heart raced. He had never seen anything like it before. "This fish will make me rich," he thought, smiling at his good fortune. But as he reached to pull the fish into his canoe, the fish began to speak. "Please, kind fisherman, let me go," the fish pleaded. "If you release me, I will grant you anything your heart desires." Kolu was stunned but quickly regained his composure. "Anything I desire?" he asked, greed flickering in his eyes. The fish nodded. Kolu thought for a moment. He was already imagining a grand house, piles of wealth, and fine clothes. "Very well, fish," he said. "I want to be the richest man in the village. I want my wealth to be so great that no one will ever look down on me again." The golden fish's eyes flashed, and it spoke in a calm voice. "Your wish is granted. But remember, greed never ends well." Kolu released the fish back into the water and hurried home. When he reached his house, he was astonished to find that his small hut had been transformed into a magnificent mansion. Inside, gold coins were piled high, and servants scurried about, attending to his every need. Kolu was overjoyed. For days, he basked in his newfound wealth, showing off his riches to the villagers. He no longer needed to fish, everything was provided for him. But as time passed, Kolu became restless. He wanted more. "This isn't enough," he thought. "I want to be the richest man in the entire kingdom, not just this village." Driven by greed, Kolu returned to the river and called out to the golden fish. "Fish, I want more wealth. Make me the richest man in the kingdom." The golden fish appeared once again, its glowing scales reflecting the sunlight. "Are you sure this is what you want?" the fish asked, its voice tinged with warning. "You must be content with what you have, or you risk losing it all." But Kolu was too consumed by his greed to listen. "Yes, I want more. Make me the richest man in the kingdom." The fish sighed. "As you wish." With a flick of its tail, it disappeared beneath the water. When Kolu returned home, his mansion had grown even larger, and his wealth was beyond measure. But still, he was not satisfied. The villagers no longer respected him. They whispered behind his back, calling him greedy. Even Nena looked at him with worry in her eyes. "Kolu," she pleaded, "we have more than enough. You must stop before it's too late." But Kolu refused to listen. He wanted more power, more riches, and more admiration. As his wealth and influence grew, so did his arrogance. Kolu no longer cared about the simple people of the village. He began to challenge the authority of the king himself. One day, during a village gathering, Kolu stormed into the royal court, his wealth displayed in all its grandeur. "Kolu, what is the meaning of this?" the king asked, his voice calm but firm. Kolu sneered. "I no longer answer to you, king. I am wealthier than you, and soon, I will take your throne. You are nothing compared to me." The villagers gasped, and even the king's guards stood in shock at Kolu's boldness. His greed had driven him mad with power. Kolu didn't stop there. His newfound arrogance led him to chase after other men's wives, claiming that his wealth gave him the right to take whatever he wanted. The village descended into chaos as families were torn apart, and fear spread like wildfire. No one dared to confront Kolu, for his riches seemed to shield him from any consequences. But Kolu's thirst for power was still not satisfied. He went back to the river one last time. "Fish!" Kolu shouted, his voice trembling with desperation. "I want to rule the entire world. I want everyone to bow to me." The golden fish emerged from the depths, its eyes no longer glowing with kindness but with sorrow. "You have become blinded by your greed," the fish said softly. "I warned you, Kolu, but you did not listen. Now, you will pay the price." Before Kolu could protest, the fish flicked its tail, and the river roared to life. The waters rose, crashing against the shore, and a great storm swept over the land. Kolu's mansion crumbled before his eyes, his wealth vanished into the wind, and his power faded as quickly as it had come. When the storm passed, Kolu found himself standing in front of his old, run-down hut. His hands were empty, and the riches he had once enjoyed were gone. The golden fish had disappeared, never to be seen again. Days passed, and Kolu returned to his simple life as a fisherman, casting his net into the river. But something inside him had changed. He would often sit by the water, staring into its depths, as if waiting for something. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Kolu thought he saw a glimmer beneath the surface. Was it the golden fish? Or was it just his imagination playing tricks on him? The villagers whispered among themselves. Has Kolu learned his lesson, they wondered. Or will his greed rise once more? No one knew for sure, not even Kolu. Moral of the story: be content with what you have, for greed can lead to losing everything. Call to action. Don't let greed blind you from appreciating the blessings you already have. Share this story with friends and family to remind them that true happiness comes from contentment, not chasing endless wealth. If you enjoyed this tale, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Chukwudi Alola Studio at Chukwudi Alola, for more African folktales that teach valuable life lessons.